What's up to all you beautiful people out there? So I said I would be back with 10 things that I've learned that the UK does better than America. I recently did 5 things that I learned that the UK does better than America. So I had to keep my word and come back. Look how beautiful it is. I love the fall. Let me just say that. Whew. So before I dive into the video, let me go ahead and say what's smoking on all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. We flying back over to the UK today. And man, look at the leaves. And this is just the beginning of fall, right? Everything, there's still a lot of green. This is just the beginning. But I wrote down a list. So let's see, where should I start at today? Okay, so number 1. Holiday entitlement, right? With it being the holidays, and while it's starting off, we got Halloween coming up, then Thanksgiving and Christmas. With it being the holidays, people are working a lot. If you're in retail, you are going to be a very, very busy bee. I've worked in retail pretty much most of my 20s. And let me just say, it's no joke. They call it retail hell for a reason in America. But holiday entitlement, the UK offers more holiday time than the US, with employers required to provide a certain amount of time off. You guys got it awesome. I must say, you guys have it awesome to be able to get that time off. I mean, when you're working in America, like I said, mine has usually been retail. Inside of you wants to scream. Kind of like that noise in the background that just keeps beeping. Like, I'm trying to enjoy nature. But, yeah, you just kind of want to scream because it's so busy. You're going to deal with a lot of entitlement from people. People feeling like, oh, well, I want this order, or I want the last this, or the first, this is the last one, or I don't want to wait. I mean, it gets, you would think people would get more thoughtful as holidays come, but people actually get more entitled. People get more selfish. So, shout out to the UK for just having that holiday entitlement for the citizens, because that's very important, right? There'd probably be a whole lesser unalivings with people too. Mental health probably be a lot better when you just have that time off to relax and breathe and be with your loved ones. So secondly, from what it seems like to me, it seems like people get along more in, let's say, what we'd call in America as urban areas. It doesn't seem like they're as segregated. I could be wrong about this one, but it's just, I hear a phone ringing. Is this gonna be that part in a movie where I find someone's phone and then I find a dead body? Let me not say that. Okay. So, yeah, one thing that I like a lot is that it seems like they're just more together. When I look at the music scene, when guys are like rapping out there and they're talking about, I know they call what we call the hood, they call the ends. So I know a lot of people out there, when they talk about the ends, it's like you see all type of different races together, which is something that's not really so much common in America like that. America, it's a big boiling pot where we have a lot of, Latinos. We have a lot of, this, a lot of that. You got your racist gangs. You got, your so-called black gangs. It's a lot of segregation. So when it comes to, like I said, the ends or more urban areas, more poor areas, it just seems like they tend to stick together a lot more. Like, I seen a video of a rapper out there actually taking his whole neighborhood and buying them sneakers, and it was all type of colors of people. I thought that was pretty awesome. So they look at each other as kind of a reflection of each other, but I think that's seriously just more of what's needed in the world. is people sticking together. So number 3, they they eat less, right? And are more healthy, which it's like right now, you know, the odds of me running into somebody around my age walking on this trail right now, it's very slim. I don't ever really run into people around my age when I'm out here on these trails. So it does seem like they eat a lot less. One time I seen a video of school kids in the UK, and they were trying American fast foods, and you know, you could hear them saying like, man, this is a lot of food, or this, and you could tell like it feels like they're still kind of on that breakfast, lunch, dinner routine, maybe a snack in between. Where in the US, people eating a lot out here. Love this river behind me. But people, they eat a lot. I'm not gonna lie, like especially during the holidays, you're gonna be offered so much food, it's ridiculous. The thing is, people work so much though. A lot of people, especially like I said in retail, that you're constantly walking in the store. So I can factor that in as exercise. Then there's people who, damn, you know, when I really think about it, people really are unhealthy, because you got to think about all the energy drinks people take. A lot of people smoking cigarettes back to back. Yeah, America, we got to get that right. We got to get that right. So this is going to be the 4th one. Most police officers don't need firearms. I really, really like that one, because in America, you can't get away from the firearms, especially with police. There was one time actually where we actually got into see, I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. I grew up pretty wild, and one night we had a brawl. I was about 16 with like a pretty racist group of people, you know, like the Nazi tattoos and things like that. And things didn't really work out too much in their favor. So one of them lied and called the cops and said that one of us had a gun. So the cops came, and they came out with these big guns, and it was horrible. It didn't end good for them though, because the one kid started saying racist stuff in front of the cops, and he annoyed the cops so much that the cop got pissed off and ended up arresting him. And we got let go because obviously no one actually had a gun. But to make that a short story, is when you see cops coming with them guns, you know there's a good chance you can get shot. It's no bluffing, no bluffing at all. So to move on, we have the UK handles sales tax for consumers far better than the US. You get to your hotel in the US and find there's local and state tax, a resort fee, and more. On top of the amount you expect to pay. In the UK, it's all included. Another example is a meal deal promoted for $20. They don't tell you it excludes taxes and service fees, meaning your $20 meal is often more $26. In the UK, if it's advertised at a certain amount, that's what it is. And I respect that to the fullest, because I'm often paying a lot more than I should be paying due to hidden fees or things like that. So shout out to the UK. That one is extremely important. So next we have the pubs. From what I've seen on my reactions, the pubs seem a lot more welcoming. It just does, right? And once again, America being very segregated, having a segregated culture, as much as we promote diversity, there is so much segregation. You don't want to just randomly walk into an Albanian bar and look like me, or walk into an Irish pub, or the stairs ain't really gonna be, you're gonna be looked at like, what are you doing? So I don't know, like maybe in the UK it could be more hidden, more of a secret. Maybe you don't want to do that, but from what I've seen in the reactions, it does seem a lot more welcoming as far as the pub culture. That seems more like a social, more of a social thing for everyone, and I definitely like that. That's how it was presented in the reactions that I've watched. It seems, my next one is that it seems like there's less racism, Once again, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that way. I've dealt with a lot. Like, even me, for example, the story I just told you about, the racist kids lying, saying one of us had a gun to try to get us shot after, things didn't work out in their favor in a physical altercation. There was another time where I went to go visit my friend in this place called, it's over the river. It's the next town over. It's called Vestal, New York, upstate New York. And he was a so-called white kid, one of my friends. I went to go visit him. I come out the front door. There's police pulling up. These police have their guns out. Big guns, once again. Get on the ground right now. I'm like, what did I do? My friend, he comes out the house. He's yelling, what the hell is going on? The police are like, we got reports of a break-in, a burglary, someone breaking in. And then he gets mad and he looks over, he sees his neighbors. He's like, I have my white friends over here all the time. The one time that I have a so-called black kid, I always say so-called for a reason, but the one time I have a so-called black kid, the police are coming over here ready to shoot something. And he was just pissed off. He was going off. And it just made me feel like, damn, where can I go where, I'm not targeted, or looked at like just untrustworthy. So I can't speak on people's experiences in the UK that much, but from the outside looking in, it does seem like that's more or less likely to happen than in the US, right? Britain has a higher life expectancy and lower child birth mortality rate than America, which, once again, like, I'm not surprised, because everything I explained earlier in the video, just with the quality of life, people working all the time, taking energy drinks just to function, overeating or not eating enough, smoking cigarettes, opioid. There's so much stuff I can get into on where America needs to step it up with that one. So shout out to the UK. So next we have this is something I looked up. Nobody in the UK has ever been shot for jaywalking. And it's funny because when I was looking this up, I seen something pop up in America with someone getting shot for jaywalking. So once again, big problem there. People shouldn't, nowhere in the world should be getting unalived or injured for jaywalking. Like, it should never be that serious. So once again, shout out to the UK for that. So moving on, we got one last one, number 10. And this one was from a reaction I did about parks in the UK. The park culture, like just the regular going to the park culture, still seems to be a big thing, which is awesome. Now in 2020, before 2020, I swear I was seeing like a park culture kind of die in America. But it seemed like after 2020 happened and people got to come outside a lot more, it seems like now I start to see people at the park a lot more. But the UK park culture, even just the parks, they look so fun, so much more. Just the slides being tall, like everything just seems really fun at their parks, like a really good time. And it seems like something really special and big out there. So that's my 10 things that I learned that the UK does better than America. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry about the constant beeping, but at least it's over now. Everybody enjoy your day, and if you like this, don't hesitate to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell, and I'm gonna keep these videos coming. Much love.